Welcome to Comics League Dark. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robin and Teladia. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey,
Hey,
boy, I have an injustice feeling about things.
Well, it happens.
it's more DC gaming news. I had to
No,
come
it's
back for.
Injustice Gaming News. That's the problem. That is the big problem, Teladia. And this was my reaction today. So
Yes,
Yes.
it's confirmed this hellscape of a universe that deserves to be thrown into the sun is still kicking and screaming.
Yes.
So the article goes is like at a recent convention, the Superman Newburn confirmed that his current project he's working on, like recording lines for, is Injustice 3.
but that's not the only person.
God, why are you doing this to me? And also the voice actor for Jon Stewart. So the point is, it's confirmed that they're making an Injustice 3.
Dude, we all saw this coming. We all saw this coming.
Yeah, Teladia, I'll start with you.
Well, I'm excited. I'm happy because I got another fighting game.
Of course you are.
and the fact that, hey, that's all my hypeness on this because I've been waiting for an Injustice game for quite a long time. Oh, nearly a decade since the last game, right? And furthermore, it's like I've been playing the old games by there, and I'm just like thinking, are they gonna do a reboot, or are they just gonna carry on the universe because of the
Here's the thing, and Robert and I were talking about this earlier. Here's the problem: you kind of can't you really. Here's the problem with continuing it: you then canonize an ending.
Yep.
And I don't think they're going to want to do that. And here's the second part.
Mm-hmm.
What can they do? It's like, because if they canonize the good ending where Superman is put in the Phantom Zone, guess what? It's the exact same plot of the second one. Oh, okay, a bigger threat shows up. They have to break him out of the Phantom Zone. Okay, the only way that they could do this a little differently is the threat comes, the heroes lose because they were divided. So what happens is Barry goes back in time, saves Lois, unfortunately, and that stops Injustice from ever existing. So it's like you kind of flashpoint it. That way when the threat comes, all the heroes are united.
I still think they're going to do a MK11 and do the two timelines meeting.
Mm-hmm. Well, they already did a timeline meeting thing.
No, that was two universes meeting, not two timelines.
That's not two times. That's not two.
Okay, Robert. I think they're not going to do that because that would get confusing real fast.
Depends on how drastic the worlds are and how far away from two it is.
No, but it's the concept of two alternate versions of the world meeting that's been done in the first game.
Yes, and MK11 did it as well, and it wasn't that confusing.
No, but well, the other thing is it repeats the plot of the first game.
No, but here's another thing.
Let Teladia speak. He was first.
All right.
Here's what I think. The way that they could do it is the Crisis on Infinite Earth situation, and then reboot it from that.
I mean, yeah, but see, here's the thing. I do think they need to reboot it because ultimately the story's kind of at a stoppage point. It's like, where else can you go? And hey, what's up, Hunter, Cameron, and Julian? Julian says, does this mean we're getting more evil Wonder Woman again? Yes. I knew it was going to be confirmed. Yeah, exactly. Well, at the very least, trilogy, yes. And Hunter, we're not talking about Alan Rutschman's Batman right now. We're talking about Injustice. That's why I have the label right now. Save that for the Q&A at the end of the stream. Please, please try and keep your questions asked to us on topic to what we are talking about.
Yeah, we have the thing at the bottom, indicating what topic we're on.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, so that's the thing. It's like now Do I think they're see, here's the thing. If it were under any other creative, I would say maybe they can like redeem it and like make Wonder Woman like the hero, or even like have a scenario where like that's not Wonder Woman. But this is Ed Boon, and he hates any character that's not Superman and Batman. That's not Batman.
Well, to be fair though, he still killed off a Scorpion in MK11, so shows he's not completely, unwilling.
No, the point is, it's like there's a reason why Batman was the main hero of Injustice.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just simply saying, I'm just saying that it showed that he still, because we know Scorpion is his favorite character of all Mortal Kombat, and he was still willing up to kill at least one version of them.
A version doesn't mean there aren't like other versions of it. It's easier if he can bring that version back.
But he did it. He kept it going with the younger one, and then undid it all and did a third one in the recent MK1.
All right, let me rephrase. I mean, he brought back a version of Scorpion.
Yes, that I will say. I'm just simply pointing out, though. But no, I understand it. My whole point, though, is that he was still willing to kill off a version in general, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and there's a reason why there's so much Batman. Even though when you read the actual comics, Batman is equally as responsible for what happens.
And I do not blame Tom Taylor for the writing, because it's clear he was under the stipulations of Boone.
Yeah, it's got to be to a certain point. Now, his explanation for why Wonder Woman is evil is dumb as hell.
But again, my thinking is that was at least approved of, if not suggested by NetherRealms.
No, but the whole idea about how Steve being a member of the German army in World War II is the reason why she wants to take.
Oh no, I know. I'm saying that could have been a NetherRealm suggestion.
But then she then says that she worked with the greatest men she's ever served with, the JSA and the JLA. I'm sorry, that really undermines that point.
True. Well, to be fair, I do think Year Zero was Taylor. Well, that was more of a Taylor thing, and I'm positive that was done to mitigate things.
Yeah, but it's already too late at that point, because if anything, it made it even stupider. Julian says, by the way, question, do you think an evil Batman could work? That's what I think they should do. Reboot it, but have Batman be the bad guy in this universe.
Well, I would agree, but I think that's what they would do after this, not during this.
That's why I said after this, after the reboot. That's why I said
agreed.
What do you think, Teladia?
I think that could be like at the ending of Injustice 3, where they tease off the evil Batman situation. Call it the Batman who laughs situation. Yes.
No, I don't want him showing up in any more stuff. He was overused.
Well, he hasn't been used in how long?
Let's keep it that way.
No, but hey, this is
DC. I got one better for you. The absolute Batman who laughs. It's the Batman who laughs, but he's super jacked.
Oh, by the way, have you seen that cover for Scott Kolbish's cover for Absolute? Not Absolute, the old New History. You actually see the absolute heroes.
Yeah, it's like one of those like showcase covers. Has like every hero, and on part of it are all the absolute heroes. Cameron,
and you can tell, he's jacked up.
Have to disagree, guys, because we already have the Dark Multiverse. We saw that imploded. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they should touch the Dark Multiverse.
I wish I'll be honest. I wish they did more with the Dark Multiverse, because there was so much potential there.
Tales, they definitely could have done a lot more.
That's what I mean. They could have done more Tales.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Teladia.
So I was going to mention this as well. Tevya, I'm going to answer your comment. It's not actually surprising, because Batman Arkham Knight also leaked before the game was actually released.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time where something big as major as this has happened, right? For a DC video game such as Injustice. Because my guess is
let him finish, Robert.
Like I said, something.
Sorry, that's why I said sorry.
That's all right. as I was saying, like last time something happened like this was in 2013 when there was a panel. I can't remember what convention it was, but it was a panel where Kevin Conroy leaked out that he was working on a video game, and WB were not happy with him at all. So I reckon there's going to be repercussions for this situation. Warner Brothers will have to come in and have to tell these guys, look, you can't say stuff like this at conventions anymore, and they'll be on lockdown for stuff like that.
Well, wait. Okay, so if Conroy was working on a game, does that mean
Yeah.
that he's actually going to be in Injustice 3?
No, you're not getting it. Conroy leaked out years ago Arkham Knight
Oh, okay.
Before-
okay,
Arkham
okay.
Knight, yeah.
before
okay,
the
I
game
see.
came out because somebody asked him if he's going to be voicing Batman in Arkham Origins, which he never was. But he accidentally mentioned he was working. But he accidentally mentioned he was working on Arkham Knight.
Mhm.
But this is like the same kind of scenario, but this time it's Injustice, which it's like I'm just like thinking, why are you doing this? Like you're gonna get yourself into trouble.
And how's it two actors? Two actors did it.
It could be they told them you can tell people we're working on Injustice.
That could be it too, because they need the
Attention?
attention.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of my thinking. I think that they want that, like WB told them, here's what you can tell them: we're doing Injustice 3. That's it. You can tell them that. Now, obviously,
yeah, that is possibly.
we'll kind of get an answer to that if, like, all of a sudden they clam up or don't talk about it or anything like that afterwards. Then we'll be like, to Teladia's point, at that point we can kind of estimate probably WB got to them and said, "Shut up."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like at the very I just can we at least end it with the third game then? Like, make it a trilogy and then just say sayonara.
And more than likely, this is the finale. More than likely.
Good.
I think
Yes.
that was never in question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's like because here's the thing. There's not much they could do with it going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, where else are you gonna go? And in terms of theories, Tavia, again, I say it's like some type of thing that will result in some type of reboot, or, like, to Teladia's point, crisis event that, like, undoes the timeline and reboots it at square one, kind of like they did with MK11. That way they could say, okay, we're starting a new story. That still happened, but we're starting a brand new story.
Yep. Now, either they will pick an ending, or they might do an amalgamation of endings.
Yeah, like, I could see it. Well, what I could see is, like, maybe they'll make it where so when Superman went to the Phantom Zone, he was, like, taken by, like, a villain, let's say Zod or something like that. Just say that. And what happens is, like, Zod put the Black Mercy plant on him, and the Mercy plant gave him the dream of, like, he took over Earth as the Brainiac or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Or, again, who knows? Let's wait and see. But the fact they're at voice acting, wait a minute.
The voice actors.
Yeah, they're at that point, they're nearing the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the voice acting is usually, well, yes, it could be very early on, but that's usually for something like with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. They got that all done in one go. Whereas here, like a fighting game, that's usually towards the end.
Yeah, I would say so. But overall, it's like I'm about as excited for this as a cat is for a net.
As Lois Lane gonna be in My Adventures with Superman season 3. That's
What is this?
Do you enjoy my pain?
Hey, I'm holding back, dude. At least I could
Hey.
make some of these jabs.
Hey, I'm just giving you light jabs. It's not heavy jabs, okay?
Okay,
So-
and Robert, this is for you.
How would you like me to make your life a living hell?
Well, I'm not really ready for a relationship, Lois, but thank you for asking.
Oh, boy.
That's again. I was watching Ace Ventura, saw that clip, and it's like, nope, I'm grabbing that.
So I'll say this before we change topics.
Yeah,
The earliest announcement we'll possibly get this will be at the Game Awards.
I would say.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
But no acting in that one. It's probably just going to be showing the symbol or something.
Or like
CGI.
the reveal who the villain's going to be, or something.
Oh,
like that.
probably.
So let's stick with gaming right now and talk about the. Okay, so let's do this. Where's my transition? So, all right. So you have some people apparently freaking out that it appears that there's going to be no Snyderverse representation in Lego Batman 4, even though it's confirmed at least that the Batmobile is going to be in there, adding up the fact that there's going to be at least 100 bat suits. So I'm like, you're telling me not one of them is going to be Affleck's suit?
And if they're complaining about no showing in the story, again, there's not much to work with.
There's plenty.
What else? Sorry, let me phrase that. Not much to work with. That's exclusively Batman. No Superman. No Wonder Woman.
Well, here's the thing. If they're doing like, let's say they do like, if they're doing like the Batman Begins scene where like he first shows up and goes on Batman, like there's that type of level. There could be one we saving a hostage. He's fighting in a warehouse. There you go. There's your Snyderverse thing.
Oh yeah, the warehouse scenes with general scenes with Batman and Alfred, because they're clearly going for the Jeremy Irons Alfred.
Or
I'm surprised no one has said that.
Yeah, or there's a shot in Justice League, Zack Snyder's version, obviously, where where Gordon is looking up and Batman is standing there in the gargoyle. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that as well. There's any number of ways they could do this.
They could do the Dark Knight 3 reference, or the Dark Knight Returns reference. Dark Knight Returns reference.
And of course, the idiots at CBR stoke the fires by putting out an article saying, "Oh, it's telling that there's no Snyderverse stuff in the trailer." And I'm like, first off, a-holes, it's a trailer.
Yep.
A trailer's not going to tell you what's in the whole game.
And I did some digging on this game too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had to do some research, and I can tell you there's 70 suits for Batman confirmed.
Yeah.
And there's going to be other suits for other characters.
Yeah.
Which combined totals 100 suits.
Yeah.
Right?
So 70 suits for Batman. You can't tell me what one of them is going to be like his tactical suit, his BVS suit, maybe even as a reference, maybe the Superman, the BVS Superman suit is his anti-Bane suit. There's any number, and Tevia, it's for clicks and marketing. They know bashing Snyder's name gets them clicks. I love how William from the Sci-Fi Center calls it the Snyder Industrial Complex. I go, oh, that's actually really clever. That's a great way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, Robert, isn't it like, guys, just, I get why people are upset. Trust me, I do, because there have been times where like WB seems like they'll do that. But it's like, guys, can we just not go off of what a trailer and a random article from a website says and just...
And here's the other thing. This is not Skywalker Saga where they're connecting the movies because they can't. They really can't. Instead, it's an original story that's plucking elements and moments and dialogue from everything. Like, for example, you're having the Batman car chase, but it's clearly the Burton Penguin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's clear. That's what it is. Or am I not seeing it right? That's clearly the Burton.
He has razor sharp teeth. I'm counting it as the Burton Penguin.
Yeah, you have that. That's clearly the Burton Penguin. You have the Nolan Bane, and yet you also have You have Red Hood Joker. Never appeared in any of the movies, and yet he does the "You ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight" completely out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's so much things. Yeah.
The point is, I'm 100% sure there's gonna be some homage to the Snyderverse, and anyone telling you no is kind of delusional. Because here's the thing: again, Teladia, repeat for the audience, how many bat suits are there?
70 bat suits confirmed.
Not only that, isn't it like it was confirmed that at least the Snyderverse Batmobile is drivable?
Yep.
Yep.
There! What is the problem?
Keaton's, Affleck's, Vale's, Kevin
West.
Conroy's,
Pa-
West.
Pattinson's
Yep.
and what West, yeah, pretty much all of the major Batmobiles. I say major Batmobiles that like everyone knows are going to be in this game, and I'm like, yeah, of course. So, but I think the reason why you have people push this narrative is because, in the same way that there is a like complex for like bashing Snyder, there's also one on needlessly bashing anyone associated with WB because of what happened with Zack.
Yeah, yeah. Like same with the whole. Well, we got this Lego Batman, but we don't have a Wonder Woman game.
Yeah, don't trust me. There's so
That-
much for that.
There's a reason why the Lego Batman game is being done in the first place,
Mhm.
right? There's a specific reason for that. It's because Traveler Tales have been working on this for months and years, and they were stricken down to WB IPs now, so they can't go
We
off.
can bring that up. Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Robert? Here's another scene they could use. Take the motorcycle chasing from The Flash.
Maybe.
The point is, there's plenty of material that they could. Doesn't mean they will, but they could. So
Exactly.
I'm like, there's plenty of stuff where it's like, obviously don't use the Flash part of that, but it's
Right.
like, there's plenty of Batman moments that they could do that. So until we know better, until it's confirmed by the people that are actually associated with the game, I am not going to freak out. I'll freak out if, like, Traveler Tales says there's no reference to the Snyderverse whatsoever. Then it's time to freak out. Which they'll never do, because they had the Justice League characters in Lego supervillains.
No, but here's the thing, Jared. I said this, and I'm editing a video about this. Like, confirmation of like there's no Justice League characters, but the Bat family characters are going to be heavily on this, and I can say that there's quite possibly Terry McGinnis going to be in this as well.
Oh, I'm sure, because I think at the end, and thank you, Parker, I really appreciate that, brother. And by the way, if you guys want to join the panel, consider becoming a member for as little as $1 a month. But anyway, but it's like, yeah, it's because if this is going after like Batman's journey, I can definitely see a scenario where the end of the game is in the Batman the last level is Batman Beyond.
You think they'll have Will do it, or do you think he's going to keep to his word and not?
I think that's a good question, because he came back for the Crisis movie, which
But who was also involved?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. It could go either way on that. It could go either way. It could be he'll see it as like honoring like Kevin, because it's like honoring a character that he was like massively associated with.
It just could be like using this as a swan song.
Yeah, exactly. Because also the animated series Batmobile is going to be in this, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guarantee you the animated series Batman suit is going to be in this.
Now, I will say this about the guy voicing Batman. I think they had him because he's going to show range at the different ages.
Yeah, he's going to need to. Like again, the way I kind of see it is that the Affleck stuff, it's going to start with Pattinson, then go to Bale. Well, obviously it's going to start with the Bale stuff, because it starts with like Ra's al Ghul and stuff. But
right
beyond that, it's like it's going to start with Pattinson, then go to Bale in terms of like suit progression. Then it's going to go to like maybe Keaton and then Affleck, or Affleck and then Keaton and then Terry.
Yep.
It could be that order. I could be delusional. Doesn't matter. The point is there's about 9 different scenarios where the Snyderverse gets some representation. That's what I'm trying to say here.
10 different scenarios, actually.
10, yeah. There's too many scenarios to freak out about, to think, oh, they're excluding it right now. No, there's any number of ways. And again, if you're going off of articles that are known by the community for trying to rile people up, I'm sorry, that's your problem.
I think now, since we're still on, oh, go ahead, Teladia. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, like I said, 70 suits for Batman.
Mhm.
There's gonna be about at least 10 suits for different characters, and there's only 7 available characters to play.
Yeah, that still surprised me. They're not doing the whole every character is playable. They're keeping just the 7.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, because I think they count the different suits as
Oh, there's that. Yeah, but I'm saying though, beforehand, you could play as anyone in free play.
So it's confirmed that you can only play as those characters?
Yeah,
Yes, confirmed that there's only
even free play. Even free play.
Well, here's the
Even free play.
thing. Again, if it's honoring the legacy of Batman, you want to keep it focused on Batman and the Bat family. Plus, there's enough variety with the Bat family that it's like, okay, it's fine. You play
But yeah, they
Batgirl.
did confirm. Yep, they did confirm no playable villains
Yeah.
besides Talia.
What would be kind of cool is if there. So you know how in the Lego Batman games there are those tech like panels you can hack and stuff. Imagine if there's a playable Oracle. She comes down in the wheelchair, and she can like hack into stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe, but guess who's making his return
Bane.
making his No, not Bane. The Riddler. And
Oh, yep. His Riddler trophies.
Riddler
Oh,
trophies. Riddler trophies are making its way to Lego Batman. So
That's gonna be
we
fun.
that's gonna be.
That's probably going to be how you unlock other suits and such. So
Yep.
that's what. But the point is, it's about time. Again, I said this the last week we talked about it. It's about time they changed the formula because again, it just got stale. Okay, I can play as any of these characters. So what's the point? So it's like, okay, if you're keeping it small scale, it's less like because every time I look at the amount of characters and like supervillains, I'm like, how do I pick?
Yep, and usually you don't even pick them, and you just pick for the ones that'll help you unlock everything.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like the characters that you specifically want to play as. So it's like, at a certain point, they kind of had to change stuff.
But since we're still on the topic, let's talk about TT Games stuck at doing WB IPs.
Might as well. So yeah, so here's the thing. So immediately when this got announced, people were also going, "Well, we need a Lego Spider-Man game like this. We need the next game should be Lego
Marvel
And
Superhero 3."
And I go, guys, here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. I think it's okay. So Robert, how does it work again?
Basically, they have been told, it's been confirmed through sources that TT Games are stuck to WB IPs only. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to lose the rights to the games they've made, but as far as development, as it stands, Warner Brothers is not willing to put down any money for an IP they don't own.
Which it's like that makes sense from a business perspective, and it's like that. That's the
Especially when they're trying to build back up WB Games.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like just go with your stuff. That's why it's like, and by the way, NJ, yes, I do. Either they'll redeem her in Injustice 3 or like retcon her. So they'll do something anyway. So it's like with this, yeah, it's like. So now, in terms of what I could see after this, I definitely think eventually we'll get a Lego game for the latter Jurassic World movies because
that's Universal though.
Oh damn it, that's true. All right, well, you know what I could see them doing the Lego. If this Batman game is successful, I could see them doing the same thing for Superman.
Oh yeah, probably. That I could definitely
likely
see.
They'll do that because there's just as much suits, movies, comics, content that they can use for
Legacy of the Man of Steel.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
please no version of what's it called 64. We don't need that in a Lego format, please. Thank you.
That's one of the levels he's flying through rings for some reason. Well, actually, if you're doing a sky race, isn't he always flying through rings?
Yep. Well, usually rings of studs.
Yeah, but and before I know NJ's gonna ask this. Yes, I literally I called it. Yes, NJ. I think give it some time. Give them time to like build up. Like put this way, they're going to do Batman now. They'll do. I think they'll do Superman next in terms of DC characters. There is a scenario where they do a Lego Wonder Woman associated thing with like her world. There is a scenario where they could do that.
But that would be closer to comics that there isn't that much excess media to utilize.
Chances are what they'll, it's like because most of it is based in the comics. And again, that could change later, but it's like there's a lot that they can do if they, let me put it this way, if they know Wonder Woman, if through their research, there is a way you can make a really dope Wonder Woman Lego game that like honors her legacy from the 40s to now. There is a way to do it, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it will. I honestly, I'm gonna say this. It will happen. Won't happen now, but it will happen in the future. That much I am practically certain of.
I do know one thing though.
Yeah.
Superman is going to be a top priority for DC.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's why I said at the very least, Superman will be first because Superman also. There's enough there that you can do that big legacy spanning thing.
Exactly.
Legacy of the Boy Scout.
No,
I think Man of Steel.
Yeah, don't do the boy because not enough people know him as the Boy Scout.
And that though, there's the rights issues.
Yeah, exactly. And his other name is Man of Steel.
Yeah, there's a reason why they've never put the Big Blue Boy Scout in a title because they don't own the rights to it. The Boy Scouts of America do.
Oh, Brit's here.
Injustice shouldn't exist anymore. Okay, and Britt, I just say that. Here's how I would handle Injustice. Where's the right clip? Oh, I got it.
No.
Okay,
Brit.
now what I was expecting.
No.
No.
Brit,
No, because I'm not talking about Wonder Woman's demon spawn of a daughter. Anyway.
No, but you still find reasons to use it. That's why I was thinking we're going to use it.
I know. What do you mean rights issues? What we mean is that WB doesn't. Okay, someone explain this.
I don't know. So.
Okay, and the Boy Scouts of America is a copyright. Obviously, because they don't want anyone else to use copyright the name of the Boy Scouts of America. So they would own the trademark for that too, because they created the Boy Scouts. Not like Boy Scouts existed before them, or nor is it a generic term. It's a specific name.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how it is. It's a specific name, and they can never put. And what WB can never put that in a title. They can use it in the book because that's not on the title. You don't need copyright stuff within of a name within a book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about. That's the point there. So it's like that's why they can't. I think we'll get like a Wonder Woman at the same time. That is also likely, NJ. That's another scenario. That's another time period where I think we definitely could get that in terms of like when the movie actually is released. I could see them because once now that they have like the general, hopefully now that they have like the general idea, like the concept down, they can just, for lack of a better term, copy paste essentially, and like so obviously swap out assets and stuff. But it's like it's easier. They're not starting over from scratch like they were before.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm saying, give this a chance, let this like develop, and very well we will get a Lego Wonder Woman game. And anyone that tells you they wouldn't want that is lying, because you could play as because what they could do, you could play as all the Wonder Girls, you could play as like Silver Swan, you could play as all these other characters. There's plenty of
as Artemis.
Artemis is Wonder Woman. Yeah, exactly. I would say you could play as Trinity, but no one wants to do that. Anyway, I had to. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's move on to a different topic.
Right.
So this one's going to be comics related. So as you guys know, we got so essentially we got the hang on, I'll change banners. We got the lineup for which heroes will be participating in DCKO. So let's pull this up. So we got here. I'm gonna go row to row. Power Girl, Supergirl, Lex, Kara, Black Lightning, Guy Gardner, Giganta. Interesting choice. Captain Atom, Damian, Batman, Jason Todd, Kate Kane, Jay Garrick, Cheetah, Cyborg, Barda, Plastic Man, Aquaman, Harley Quinn. Oh, by the way, it also confirms Aquaman is coming back, and chances are so are mirror of the other characters. Suck it. Lobo, Connor Hawk, Carol, Ferris, Vixen, Zatanna, Metamorpho, Wonder Woman, of course, Swamp Thing, Firestorm, King Shark is a shark, Hawkman,
Etrigan.
yeah, sorry, and Starro.
Or Jaro.
Interesting choice, but okay. And I love people complain. First off, I love people that still refer to Shazam as Captain Marvel, and they go that we need Captain Marvel here. First off, that's not his name, and second off, no, we don't. No, we don't. Because if we have Superman here, it's just redundant. But anyway, so Teladia, I'll start with you. So essentially, it's essentially a tournament style like event, and I'm like, are these Are these like the order in which the fights are going to happen? How is it going to work? It's very interesting. Except here's the problem. Williamson already said it's a Superman story, so it's spoiled who's going to win.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. For all we know, it could be a case of that it's a Superman story in that he's the main focal point. Doesn't mean that he's going to be the winner.
If it's a Superman story, particularly, they're going to have him win. That this happens all the time.
He's not wrong, Robert. He's not wrong.
Oh, fair enough.
But it's like it's gonna be. I am interested to see how, because of course Britt and I were talking about how far is Wonder Woman gonna make it, and we're like she'll beat Cheetah, but then she'll be like taken out in like round 2 or something like that. But honestly, the part I will commend them, and I'll start with you, Teladia, is like the variety of characters in here is actually not bad. It's like a few of these characters I anticipated, obviously, but a few of these I'm like, oh, interesting.
Right.
Interesting. So what do you think, Teladia?
I think it's going to be about Superman.
I mean, think of the lineup.
I think it's interesting, but I also think that I would not have put. There's one character I would not put on there.
Who is?
I would have not put on there. Jaro or Starro.
Yeah, because it's like, what kind of fights are you going to be able to do with Starro and Jaro? Does Jaro have powers, Robert?
No different than, well, he has his psychic abilities.
By the way,
he does have psychic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
It still says UTC, just saying.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'll change that. But anyway, it's like, okay, like... It's compared to the other ones, it's a weird choice to put Jaro.
But remember, Scott Snyder is working on that. That's why I'm positive it's Jaro.
Yeah.
He also looks on the smaller side, so.
Yeah, so it's probably Jaro, and I go, okay. Watch, he's in a little Robin suit because of how much he wanted to be a Robin.
Yeah, I love that.
Jaro is Snyder's pet. Yes, exactly, Britt. Exactly.
But it's a better pet than Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah, that's true. Having Supergirl, Power Girl, having Supergirl, Power Girl, and Supergirl and Superman, she means, is redundant. So Shazam should have been there.
He's not wrong.
She's got a point. Why are Power Girl and Kara there?
Who knows?
It's like, what? I don't. But there was another piece of art that was shared that I want to share because it looks badass. So apparently this is going to be the image that the event starts with. So I kind of want to show this. So check this out. Look, guess who's back?
Yep, Darkseid.
It looks like he's crushing a lantern. So he's going to be so big he shows up in like Gotham, Themyscira, the Magic Place, the Lantern Planets. So I'm like, interesting.
Now, which world is this?
I think this is the main world. Here's why. because Nightwing is in this image as being attacked.
True.
He's not in, because remember, Nightwing doesn't exist. Grayson exists in the Absolute Universe, but he's not Nightwing yet.
True.
So, because I think the general plot of this is that Darkseid like powered up, so the heroes have to do a tournament to decide who's going to fight him. So I guess that's kind of the way it's going to work.
Yep, but this is why I'm still a bit weary on the whole Superman. Yes, we know Superman's going to win, but at the same time, you still got to wonder about but they still got like a couple months left, and they can't just take Superman off the board becoming a god.
Yeah, but it's like, if we know he's going to win, what's the point of doing a tournament?
That's true. Again, that's true. That's why I'm wondering if it really is he's going to win or not.
How many issues are there?
In KO?
6, I think.
Yeah. That's about the average length for that.
And they're going to be doing tie-ins on in some of the other books, at least Wade and Williamson's.
Of course, that makes sense. Because you kind of can't avoid that.
Yep.
But,
by the way, have you read the new Superman issue?
I haven't yet. Oh, with Superboy Prime saying we need a Silver Agent up and starts punching everybody.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Yep, and it's showing that he still is keeping to his redemption.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, that's not bad. I like that. But it's like, but with this, see, again, I'm interested to see what they do, because you know what? Even if I know how it's going to end, the tournament is kind of a cool idea. So we'll see. It would have been cooler if they like did what they did with DC versus Marvel, where the fans could vote and they had the thing all written and drawn either way. But I guess that's too complicated to do now. So
I think it is.
Yeah, it's like, all right, that's fine. I get it. But it's like, ideally, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, but let's be honest, though. This is like I've said before, this is, and my LCS owner agrees with me on this. This is clearly an event done because they did not expect how big the episode was going to be. And unlike Marvel, they're like, let's come up with something to tie people over.
I think that would probably happen is I don't think the Absolute Universe was meant to go on for as long as it did, but it's just, it did so well that they're like, oh, we're keeping this going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
I disagree. I personally think it was meant to go the 2 years, because we already knew it was going to be 2 years at least.
But I think it's going to go longer than 2 years. That's my
point. Yeah. Oh, no, that's obvious. That's why I'm saying this whole thing is clearly done as again, tie people over until the actual event in the summer.
Yeah, because you know the summer event is inevitably going to be the main universe fights the absolute, or like encounters the Absolute Universe. Yep,
but that's the other thing is, though, I don't think the Absolute Universe is going to really factor much into this event.
Not this event. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. People kept thinking it was.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be that what happens is like whoever fights Darkseid has to fight like the Absolute League because Darkseid has manipulated them.
Well, wherever having Superman Prime deal with that.
That's true. Britt says Snyder's gonna have Batman at the end. That would be hilarious if Batman is again.
No, I'm positive it is gonna be probably Superman who's gonna be important at the end.
We'll see. I don't think
no.
they're gonna do they're gonna copy this type of event, Tavia.
No, I mean these are.
Why would they?
Yeah.
That's now. Granted, DC, Marvel does copy a lot from DC, so there is
but
that.
Not that often.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it this way. In other words, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, especially when people are there, still people think that Absolute is ripping off Ultimate when really they were both at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, they were both ripping off Energon.
But you can make the argument that because the Absolute Universe was in development for so many years, that technically, if anyone ripped off, is the Ultimate Universe, and we have another friend here, so let's do that. Hello, sir.
Flame on! How's everybody doing?
Hey, JJheat, our first PTN premiere today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and JJheat, how you doing, buddy? Heat man.
I know it's been a while, man. I've had some technical difficulties, but I'm
It's all
finally
good.
back.
So, what do you think of DCKO, man, and the lineup? Because
It has potential. I have been keeping up with it.
But
It has
Jay, what do you think about the fact that Kara and Power Girl are in this when they left out Shazam? I'm like, why are there two Supergirls in this?
I mean, considering where we are in the movie side of things, are you really that surprised Shazam's getting shelved?
Okay, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
And they also canceled the ongoing, so
yeah, I think it's gonna be a while before we start getting regular Shazam content again.
yep. I mean, it's a shame too. Again, I don't blame Josie for that.
You can blame Zachary Levi for that. So thanks, Zachary Levi.
Nah, I don't think Zachary Levi led to the ongoing being canceled.
What it probably happened is that it's because remember there was a delay, and then and then here's the danger about delaying a book for so long. Eventually, people forget about it. And it gets to be there's no like chance that it's going to come out and be successful. So they essentially can the series.
Yeah, especially I mean that partially was a delay because she was on maternity leave, but still.
No, yeah, that's like it's. Let me put it this way: it was a crappy situation that had happened that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What DC could have done is brought in a fill-in writer until Josie got like back to work, but still.
Yeah, they only gave her a fill-in artist because when they she needed to rework everything to give us a finale.
Mm-hmm. Which one? But yeah. So JJheat. So how do you think this is gonna go? Particularly with like Williamson basically saying Superman is going to. He basically said without saying Superman is going to be the winner.
I will say that this is an opportunity for Williamson to have a redemption because Williamson is a good writer. I'm not going to take that from the man. He is. But Dark Crisis and the course correct from how 5G fell apart from the comic when you actually get to the finished page, that was way too big of a overreach for him to actually script the event. Way too big an assignment for him.
Yeah, and it's like, here's the thing. I think the problem is, the idea is fine. It's just Williamson sometimes has trouble sticking to landing on an event.
Yeah, that I won't argue. That I will not argue. I will argue. I enjoyed Dark Crisis. I thought Dark Crisis was good for what it was. It was. I can't think of very much bad about it.
Oh, the character work was fine. I never had a problem with the character work. It's just the larger getting to point A to point B. And
again,
especially,
I felt it worked.
Like I said, Williamson made the best out of a bad situation, but if you actually take everything leading up to it, especially on the editorial side of things, I feel like that best case, I mean, I'm not going to say the event stunk. I mean, let's be honest. What was that horror in July event they did 2 years ago? What was it called?
Oh, yeah.
Night Terror.
Thank you. Yeah, Night Terror was way worse than this, but still.
But yeah, so JJheat, and I'll ask you this as well. So, what do you also think about the fact that we're getting another installment in the Hellscape series known as Injustice?
Okay, there's not, especially once you factor Kevin Conroy's passing, there's not too much you can really do with this story. I get it. Warner Brother WBD Games and the gaming division has taken a hit, especially with the lackluster of Mortal 1 Combat. I understand it from a business standpoint, but in terms of story, the game is screwed. Like, there's only two. You either got to go full Flashpoint with Darkseid as from the pre-order bonus from the last game, conquering everyone, or make it a de facto a Days of Future Past situation where it literally or even MK9 is a more modern example to where you technically reboot during the story campaign itself.
Yeah, that's what I think they probably could do because you're right. Where can they go? Plus the fact, JJheat, they would then have to canonize one of the endings, and I don't think they want to do that.
More than likely, the Batman ending was going to get canonized because the Brainiac Superman ending was repurposed for that Masters of the Universe crossover.
And we all know also that Ed Boon really loves Batman.
Yep.
So
But by
that all the more makes sense. What do you want to say, Teladia?
Speaking of, I know you don't like NetDrama as much or more combat as much, but the movie just got moved from October to May now, 7 months.
Really?
Wait, they delayed it?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I take 1 week off.
And everything goes to hell.
What the?
So-
Seriously, what?
They've just moved it. I've just seen it on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm
me
like
too.
thinking-
I just saw it. I can verify it. Oh boy, that's
so. So
I wonder why.
It makes me think. Does that mean is it going to tie into the Injustice stuff?
Possibly.
Why would it tie into? Why would the Mortal Kombat
Fighting
movie
games?
do Injustice?
Fighting
MK
game
versus DC2.
Oh, or here's what they should do: remaster it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what they could do. Do a remaster version and then re-release it. That's what they definitely can do. And then maybe if that's successful, do a sequel to that. That could work.
Yeah, they were going to do a remaster. They would have done it like for the 10-year anniversary. Like, for all intents and purposes, Mortal Kombat versus DC was kind of a transition project as the acquisition was going through when Midway went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
For all intents and purposes, it was a transition project.
I could see that. But yeah, so it's like, so, and what do you, so yeah, but as far as like where it goes after this, I definitely think that this is going to be the last Injustice game, at least for a while. Like, cap it off at a trilogy, end the story, you're good to go. That's what I think.
I really would be more interested in the tie-in comic itself than the game. If I'm being
yeah, exactly. Let's see how we can make these characters look like the boys even more. Superman's drinking a carton of milk. If you know, you know.
Oh no!
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
This is not Luke Skywalker, by the way.
No. Have you? Teladia, have you watched The Boys?
Oh yeah, I have seen that. I've seen that clip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, you're gonna get us demonetized. You do realize that.
That's why I said Luke Skywalker, because Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah. The blue milk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh no, it was green milk. Blue milk was on Tatooine.
Oh, okay, whatever. Nerd. You're arguing about milk colors on a comic book show. So with this delay for Mortal Kombat, it'll
Marketing it towards the summer would be more impactful from a business standpoint.
Could be why they're doing it.
Yeah, probably.
And it's gonna boost up. It's gonna boost up for Supergirl because Supergirl comes out a month after.
True.
Yeah. It could be. That could definitely be the other reason for that. So that's kind of. So it's not. So let's look at it as a good thing, because that seems more of like a summer blockbuster anyway. And at least they're not moving it earlier. They're moving it later. So that's giving it more time to work on the movie. Right?
Yeah.
Because Sindel and Injustice Diana twinning about how they got screwed over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Britt. That is 100% true. But yeah, go ahead, JJheat.
Well, one is written to be blatantly power hungry. The other was essentially a conquered realm and making the best out of a bad situation.
Nope. That's not what they've done anymore.
Okay.
Haven't you seen MK11?
Yeah, and they did fully make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why people were pissed, because at first the story you were describing, JJheat, she might be a little justified, but with this, it's like no. And I'm like, wow, that is strange. But yeah, so so let's go to question and answers, and then you guys can ask us whatever questions you guys would. It's in your hearts, even if we didn't even if it wasn't on our list of topics and just destroyed Wonder Woman's reputation in eyes of the general audience. Yeah, you're right for that.
Yeah,
I do agree with you on that.
I got a quick one for the chat since this is my first time in a while. Would you say WBD pulling Superman out of box office was a mistake, or did they pull out at just the right time?
No,
Pause.
for me personally, I think it's a mistake for them to not carrying it on in the box office, because, like, yeah, I get the Peacemaker thing, but Peacemaker isn't for everyone. I mean,
Yeah,
very-
that's the
Yeah.
part that doesn't make sense to me, because Gunn's excuse was we're pulling it out so people can and putting on digital, or I think they were then releasing on digital at the same time. I don't think they
Same
pulled
day
it from
digital
theaters.
release.
Same
But
day.
it's like, okay, what you need, it's like, I love where people try and like go, well, when people complain about the orgy scene, everyone's like, well, Peacemaker's a TV mature show, but it's like, okay, but here's the problem with that. Gunn released Superman on theaters so that you could watch that and go straight into Peacemaker. So whether he intends it or not, yeah, you know where I'm going on that. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it was a big mistake to do that.
But let's also not so much in terms of the changing tones and style. First of all, children have no business watching Peacemaker at all. Let's go ahead and establish that right now.
Particularly this season.
But now on top of that, not only we have to look at this at a business standpoint, because first of all, even with the MCU in decline and diminishing returns, it's still a stronger brand than DC trying to reboot from the ground up, because you have both the Jurassic World movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, and Fantastic Four within the same theatrical window. Mm-hmm. From a purely business standpoint, now you can go into synergy with Peacemaker all you want, but from a purely synergy standpoint, an argument could be made to go ahead and pull out to make your capital back, and especially if you're flanked on two fronts between a dinosaur movie or another superhero movie with a much bigger IP. Granted, it's in diminishing return, but a bigger IP nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Fantastic Four flopping commercially, that was unprecedented. Now, granted, Fantastic Four has never really been good in live action, even with the early 2000 movies, because let's be honest, Fantastic Four is the apex peak of the Silver Age. It's almost impossible to make a grounded Fantastic Four. It just can't be done.
I argue that.
Are you counting Fan Four Stick?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to
love
ask.
his reaction. I love the pause and the no.
I'm like, is he serious? That's why I paused. I'm like, no.
Right. Hunter asked the question about Alan Richardson in the DCU. I could see him playing Batman.
Yeah, but didn't he say that's not likely?
Yeah,
He
but
has
I'm
the
just
build
saying,
for it, but not the range, if that makes sense. But he definitely has the build.
If you watch Reacher, he kind of has the range for Batman.
Oh, gee, you know, I almost said, you know who I sorry.
Swing. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I almost said he can do, but then I realized no, he already did it. I was gonna say Hawk.
Yeah, but there's no way he'd be able to play that character really well.
Well, he already did.
Yeah, I know. Cameron says, let's not forget that people only seeing Fantastic Four for that connection to Doomsday. That will undoubtedly happen. Probably, I would say.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I think I still stand by this. Disney dropped the ball when they when they decided to keep it competing, when they had a chance. They could have put in November or something and have nothing to worry about. I mean, now November's stacked, but I'm talking about when they originally were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So push the movie back a few months. Is that what you're saying, Robert?
Yeah, and that way they could have had more time for the effects. You could have had more time for I mean, you could have had, again, don't have to deal with Superman at all.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been the best option for them to do, but nope.
Yeah, exactly.
They decided to ride it out and take the loss,
Or they actually thought, oh no, we're gonna win out.
Yeah, we're Marvel, and I go, you're not Marvel you're not pre-Endgame Marvel guys. Come on.
Now, as for Tyler Hoechlin becoming Batman,
I could see it. I could see it, kind of. I think.
Yeah,
but it'll feel weird
Yeah.
It'll still be very weird, exactly. But it's like he definitely could have the range to play Batman. I could definitely see that.
I understand people's hype because with basically what's going on behind the scenes, Batman is very much in flux. It all stems, and I'm gonna be realistic here because I have seen a lot of edits on social media, but I'm gonna be realistic. It depends on whether or not Matt Reeves is willing to fold with his epic crime saga. If Matt Reeves is willing to fold and then just try to make the Batman kind of like a pseudo origin and then transition into DCU Batman, it could work, but it's a massive leap.
I still say no. And Barry Hunter, he's not going to play Aquaman because he played that in Smallville. There's no way they're going to do that.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
What?
Didn't Stephen Amell play Green Arrow in Smallville? Am I thinking of somebody else?
No, it's someone else. It's Justin Hartley was Green Arrow. Then in the Aquaman spinoff pilot, he was Aquaman, and then he was Justice Superman in the animated movie.
Okay.
He played a lot of DC characters.
Yes, and then Justice Superman.
Yeah, exactly. When do you think DC will stop showing Wonder Woman as an angry and evil, bloodthirsty woman?
I'm positive Gunn's not going to go that route.
Yeah, when the movie starts coming out, we'll see that. It could also be like when in. Oh, by the way, did you guys see they released a preview of Amazing Spider-Man 11? And they Tom King'd Peter Parker. He's eating rats now.
Oh, what?
Please tell me.
I love it. Oh my god, that's great.
This has to be fake.
No, this is real.
Oh boy.
Like, look, we'll go into here. Yeah, he's lost in space. He's right there. He captures that little rock thing, that little mouse thing, and he eats it.
By the way, they just announced that Paramount is trying to get the rights for Call of Duty, the movie.
That's like, here's the problem with making a Call of Duty movie. That's any military movie.
Yeah,
Not to mention, it's 10 years too late. I'll say it.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, though, but not only that, though, but you have Paramount.
Cameron says,
Paramount just needs a win in general, so I'm not even going to fault them on this one.
Yeah.
What were everyone's thoughts on Gunn's brother playing Max? I thought he did pretty well for that version of Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, I thought he did good.
Yeah,
I thought he did good. Yeah.
And again, it was a brief, like, it was a brief, like, for lack of a better term, cameo. So it's like I need to see more before I
will say that
like determination.
I did like though how I bought his all like, oh crap, did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I bought that. I think he was sincere. Like this wasn't like a mocking. He was like, oh crap.
Yeah, exactly. It's still dumb though, but still.
Oh, it's still dumb, but I bought. I'm saying I believe, you know.
And then by Britt brings up that like the problem with like Pattinson playing the Brave and the Bold is that he has to then be also the father of Damien.
Yeah,
that's where it and not only that. Here's the other part. All of the Robins, but most of the Robins are at Damien at this point. So you need that necessitates an older actor. Plus, Gunn confirmed it's an older Batman.
Exactly.
So the people saying that needs to be the DCU Batman need to grow up.
I think they just want a genuine world's finest movie than anything. Which
although
here's
I'm going to ask you guys: where do you stand on these people who are saying, "Oh, Wonder Woman first and foremost should be taller than Superman"?
And I go, who cares?
Isn't that only in like one design? Was that ever the case?
It was in. Well, I know it's a thing in New Frontier.
New Frontier.
Thank you.
Yep. Some versions had like some other versions like Justice League Ruby definitely did.
Now, Wonder Woman is tall. Don't get me wrong. She's a tall person. She's just not as freakishly tall as everyone thinks she is.
Yeah, but the fact that people feel like, and they're saying, Batman has to be the shortest.
And then I love Gunn's. It's the one the few times I love Gunn's response. He goes, "Guys, if I really cared about the height of the character, first off, if we went off of they need a proper height character has to play this character, then we wouldn't have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine."
That got proven when it was height accurate Wolverine.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's my point. I'm like, guys, if you really care about that, then you should hate Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
They're never gonna let Hugh Jackman retire from the role. I'm sorry.
No, he's been playing it until he's 90.
Yeah, I was just about to say that he'll be
And
playing.
then it'll just be Old Man Logan.
Yeah, exactly. He will be playing, and then he'll play Wolverine's Tombstone. NJ says, and he already confirmed DC Maxwell is not evil. So yeah, so we're not going to get the evil Maxwell Lord neck snapping. I want to do a superhero crypto team to fight Brainiac. I could see that. I could honestly, because Rob and I were talking about that the sequel to Superman is probably going to be Brainiac. Let's try this again, boys. Let's try this again.
Please,
Let's finally get it out there. Let's finally get it out there.
Yeah, exactly.
please don't let it be Zod again for the billionth time.
No, I don't think so.
No, given how that behind the scenes thing clearly showed a hint of Brainiac, there's no way that was an accident. That was intentional.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Dave brings up a good point because here's the thing with my bat suit that I think would be cool for the DCU. Go with the blue and gray bat suit.
All I did is just do not give him the freakishly tall ears.
Yeah, because that will not translate well to live action, particularly
Because he mentioned Kelly Jones. He mentioned Kelly Jones. That's I'm like, don't give him the ears.
Kelly Jones' design is you're not gonna be able to pull that off.
It only works for Vampire Batman.
Yeah, Hunter says that Gunn did say he's trying to figure out how to introduce Static. Well, Static Shock he really can't do right now because of the licensing issue and Authority. I love where he's like, I couldn't figure out how to introduce these characters.
Then why did you?
The engineer.
My
the
guess
setup is
again.
there. I'm sorry to cut you off, Robert. The setup is there. Don't get me wrong, Jared, but the Authority can't. First of all, the Authority can't carry a movie. Second of all, they were the direct inspiration of Superman versus the Elite. So for all intents and purposes, you could just have the Authority be a stand-in for the Elite, and there's your Authority movie right there. Mm-hmm. It'd be a wasted Superman sequel, but you could do that. The Authority just can't carry a movie on their own now because the Authority, especially if you go off the Stormwatch version, late '90s, early 2000s. And I'm not gonna curse, Jared, I promise. But the Authority was edgy as heck. Granted, not boys level of edgy, but it was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, especially with the way the casual and general audiences is nowadays, you are not going to be able to carry a Wildstorm movie, let alone an Authority movie. It's just not going to happen.
Agreed. Although, just to be clear, Britt and I just did and recorded a PTM for something that's kind of boys level edgy, and yet it's more acceptable than the boys in a weird way. Tell me, you guys ever heard of Bomb Queen?
Oh, God.
JJheat, you know about Bomb Queen?
The less about my high school days, the better.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, I read it in high school.
Well, you do know it's still going, right?
That explains
Wait,
so
it's
much.
still running?
Remember, he does mini-series whenever. He did one a couple of years ago during the 2020 election.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
Well, I'll say it quickly. What I like about Jimmy Robinson, the writer-artist, while it's clear he leans to the left, he'll call out all sides. Mm-hmm. That I appreciate from when a person who does that.
Planetary could make a pretty decent streaming series. I do agree with you on that.
If executed well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. Again, do you trust modern Hollywood with that?
I don't even trust the comics to make a good Planetary series. Remember when they tried to turn Batman, The Outsiders into Planetary a few years ago, Robert?
Mm-hmm.
It was a year ago, and yeah, but I'll say this. It wasn't that bad of a series.
Wasn't that bad? It doesn't mean it was that good. That's the thing.
No, but it did feel like, I'll be honest, Kelly and Lansing or whatever are trying to be this generation's Abed Lanning.
and
Yeah.
it's just not.
Mhm.
I'm not saying they're failing, but at the same time,
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I think it's a good place to leave it. So we had some great discussions. Drop in the comments what you guys want to see us cover on next week's episode. In terms of Comics League content, tomorrow we're talking about Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, of course, the Ultimate Edition. And Britt and I are going to be comparing Superman, Wonder Woman. Yes, I got your message, Hunter. So we're going to be comparing Superman, Wonder Woman to Gambit and Rogue. And then Amazon Answers, I'm going to be talking about the Steve Orlando run, and I'll be premiering the new Amazon Answers intro that I made. Yes, I made its own little intro. So be sure to be there early for that. This is going to be Sunday at 3:30. And let's see, what else? What else am I doing? Not that much that I can talk about right now. Teladia, how about you?
Well, you guys can check me out on YouTube at Teladia Plays. What I got coming up on my channel is I'll be doing a video talking about everything you need to know about the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight video game, like from Traversal and everything. And I'll also be doing a video about Injustice 3 next week. Sometime next week, I'll get that out of the way because I got a lot to talk about that. So I'm making a video about that. And then me and JJheat are going to be doing a collab as well pretty soon as well.
Yeah, and I just want to address this. Yeah, Dave, we're going to be doing CLD at 6 from now on, just because that way I can get more people on and more people show up in the chat. So that's kind of why I moved it a little earlier. So anyway, JJheat, how about you?
As for me, you can find me at JJheat Blaze or JJheat75. Also, I did start a second Twitch channel, JJheat75 too, basically because I was having some technical difficulties and I could not access the main account. So any Twitch exclusives or coast or VODs I make is going to be, if you want to get ahead of them before they end up on YouTube, go to JJheat752. And then maybe once I reach monetization status, I'll start a Patreon. I hadn't decided yet. But other than that, I did have to take some time off, but I am going to be back on a consistent schedule. New Direction Heroes in Crisis is going to be the priority. Then a collab on DCEU predictions with Teladia. I want to go ahead and get that in, if not about no later than the end of next week. And then after that, Tevia, please remind me on my personal DM, but I believe I still owe you a collab. I just can't remember what the topic was. And Robert, you and I were planning on one, but but we hadn't set a date.
I understand. I understand completely.
But yeah, sorry. I know I'm probably I'm dragging this out, but please.
That's all good. Robert, how about you?
I got a bunch of PTNs down there. I'm counting ever closer to 600, where I'll be covering Watchmen.
Oh boy, that's gonna be really fun.
Then I got my James Bond retrospective still going.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. But yeah. So on that note, everyone, stay heroic. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs with General Zod or in a hydraulic press. Zoe is the Max the Bat for life. We'll see you later. Bye bye.
Welcome back.